In last week's video, we said bye to Isaac and Jaylena and headed to the coast for a couple of days. The days went by and we headed back to Eugene to fix our solar problem.
The original issue was the battery monitor not following the batteries themselves. Solar cables, we noted, were undersized on the solar controller. I still recommend changing it to 4 gauge after the controller.
Alright guys, so I'm just finishing up here at AM Solar and they literally straightened me out. They got everything figured out. Some of the stuff that I wired was a little bit not off, but it was just how I was wiring it. Plugged in the shore power just to make sure that both batteries will get up to 90%, and then that will reset and recalibrate the whole system. So thank you to Steve and thank you to Mitch for showing me everything. And this is not a sponsored video or anything. If you guys are looking for any solar done for your RV, tiny home, anything, I would highly recommend AM Solar. They're honestly just awesome people.
We headed back to LA for a family emergency and the bus started to have some real problems.
We left Oregon earlier and the solar thing got fixed, right? But now we're having another problem. Our transmission is kind of shot. It's not that it's broken. What it is, let me wait for this truck to pass by. So our transmission, for some reason, is having a couple problems. Whenever we were going in Oregon, you know, we were going up and down the hills, which honestly, that thing takes a toll on this thing, especially of how heavy it is. And we have water in here too, but we didn't even fill it up full. It's about like 30 gallons actually. We drove it like that from California all the way to Eugene. And then we went up and down the coast for a couple days, and recently it's just been having problems. What I'm thinking is I need to change the transmission filter and the fluid itself. So now we just have to dump all the water that we just got and wait for the transmission to cool down. And yeah, I mean, I'm really trying to keep the spirits high, but with what's been going on with the bus and back at home, I don't know. I'm just trying to keep level-headed right now. But yeah, so we'll check in whenever things start, you know, getting on the good side again.
Just like they say, when it rains, it pours.
All right, so my pudge update, guys. Not happy news. There's a leak somewhere. I don't know what it is. But on the bright side, the transmission fluid, I checked it and we're still good. So I think I just got to change that and the filter when we get back to my mom's. And then, yeah, I just got to try to figure it out. Sucks because with cars, you know, or vehicles, you got to diagnose them. It could be one problem, but there could be a lot of causes to that problem. So you got to like check each one off, and it is what it is. But I did call my uncle. He said since your transmission oil is still good and it's not low, then all I have to do is just change everything like I said, and then add an external transmission cooler to help it cool down, because the bus is heavy and we're about to go up a big ass hill, so it is what it is.
Getting this live from the studio.
I just spoke to my uncle again. I sent him a video of this. I forgot what the name of that box is, and he's like, hey, that's possibly transmission fluid, and it's not, because we just checked, right? Because it would have been low if I've been driving like that for the past couple days. He's like, dude, I think it's fuel, which means I have to change my fuel lines. I'm driving, I'm like, bro, okay, it's heavy, but it's not that heavy, because our fuel's been kind of going down a little bit quicker than before. Luckily, we figured out that it wasn't leaking fuel. So with that problem out of the way, I started working on the transmission cooler. Alright guys, so I want to update you guys real quick on what's been happening. We actually have been back home for about 2 weeks now. I wasn't recording for a while because it was kind of a scary moment, and it was kind of a little bit private for me, and not that many people know that I'm home right now, but once this video comes up, I'm going to be out. I think we're headed out to Utah. One is we've had problems on our bus, and if you haven't saw our last video, we were at our friend Isaac and Jaylina's house, which I'll put the video up here. He was helping me out with the alternator charger, which I got figured out. So after we got the solar fix, we ended up going along the coast for a little bit, and as soon as we were gonna come back and go hang out with Isaac again, got a call from my uncle saying that my mom went to the hospital, to the ER, and that she had a brain tumor. At that point, we had to make a decision to, stay or go home, and she was in the ICU for a couple days. She ended up getting the surgery. It's been about a week and a half, and we've been at the house helping with my grandpa, and we've been visiting my mom here and there to make sure she's good, and she's doing well. The first couple days, her arm, like, she would lift it up like up to right here, and it would just flop down. So what she had was, I believe it's called a meningioma, and luckily her tumor wasn't inside the brain, it was outside of the brain. And we also heard great news today. Her tumor had to get sent out to a pathologist, and that's where they dissect it and they do a bunch of tests to make sure that it's not malignant, because I guess when you have meningioma, there's two types. It's either benign or malignant, and benign is the better one, I guess. It's the one where they can just take it out and you should be good. It'll take time for you to recover, but then you'll be back to normal. But how the tumor was growing, they thought that it was malignant, which means that there's a 90% chance it's going to come back. And if I get some of this wrong, I'm sorry if you're a doctor or a nurse and you know what it is. But luckily hers wasn't malignant, so we got the news today that it was benign. Thank God that it's just benign, which they're still going to do some normal treatments for her, but right now she actually just got transferred to a rehab center, so she's in good hands, and we're hoping that it doesn't come back. So yeah, that's just a crazy update to you guys. Right now I'm just going to be finishing up the last couple things on the bus, and one of the things I want to show you guys, this thing is crazy. So whenever we were driving back down from Oregon, we got cut off by someone, and we had to slam on the brakes, and I pressed on the horn wasn't working, and I was like, damn. I checked it out, the connections are good, just the horns are probably old and they don't work anymore. And my wife was like, are you just gonna replace the horns? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, what if I got a train horn? And she's like, we should get one that matches the bus. So we ended up getting this little train horn from Amazon. It's from a company called Farbin. This company right here, bang. So this right here, boom. So I'm gonna mount this today, and it comes with the air compressor. Yeah, this thing's gonna be loud, and I'm gonna blow on this tube. This is gonna be loud. Yesterday I did a continuity test on the lines, and it's good. There's power to it. The fuse, it's not busted, it's still good, and which means only one thing: something on the steering wheel, like the connection, there's probably dirty, or it's cracked, or it's broken, which is not completing the connection itself. So I can honestly do that on the road. It's simple, easy, quick. I have other projects to do today, so I need to get this done, but at least it's wired up. Remember that new cooler that I just installed? We started driving and this happened. Yeah, the hose popped off and it spilled oil everywhere. My uncle came and helped us out, and in about 40 minutes we were back on the road. Good morning, everybody. So we are finally in Utah, and we're gonna be here for a couple days, probably even a couple weeks, because we know that this place is very friendly to overlanders, RVers, campers, schoolies. Like, for example, you guys saw that sign that we can literally stay here for 14 days. Why not? I'm gonna end the video here. We have a lot of things that we talked about last night on activities that we're gonna do, so we're hoping to share that with you guys within the next, couple of videos or a couple posts on our Instagram, which if you haven't followed us yet, give us a follow. And to anyone that's a brand new subscriber, welcome to the channel. We are going to be doing kind of like a get to know us Q&A type of deal, possibly once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So if this is your first time, please consider subscribing. Before I go, I just want to give a huge shout out to all of the new subscribers. What's up? Welcome to the channel, guys. And we got Zion coming up on the itinerary and a couple state parks, so be sure to watch out for those videos, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.